Hi and welcome to episode 4 of Mariners TV for the 2020-21 season. Oh, it's getting to be a mouthful. Starting off really well today.
It's a fantastic start.
I am your host Carly Carmichael and this is Pete Pryor. Pete, how's things going?
Absolutely sensational. We're 3 from 4 and looking to make it 4 from 5 today.
It's a good feeling being that far up the top of the ladder.
It's pretty nice, yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Obviously,
I'm enjoying life around the top.
Yeah, right up there until last night. Brisbane knocked us down to second, but you know, anything could happen tonight and we could make our way back up.
Quite easily could do so.
So we are back here at Central Coast Stadium for the first of 3 home games within 8 days. So Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, lots of tight turnaround, but it's all happening for the fans. We have opened up capacity as well, so the capacity has been raised, so encouraging everyone to come along. Obviously make sure you maintain your social distancing and do the right thing with sanitising and all of that, but we can have more people in the stands, which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And kids do go free for the next 3 home games. So with any adult ticket purchaser, you can get up to 4 juniors coming along for free, which is fantastic, especially if you haven't actually experienced a Mariners game yet.
Yep.
Perfect way to ease into it, and then hopefully you enjoy it, buy yourself a membership, and we can come along every week.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get these stands packed again as well. Obviously, common sense and COVID safe.
Yes, yep.
But let's get this place bouncing like it should be.
And what else have we got coming up today?
Of course, we'll be catching up with Mariners legend John Hutchinson. We'll also be catching up with Mariners midfielder Gianni, as well as football writer Vince Rugari. We'll recap our last match against Sydney FC, as well as looking ahead to today's match with the Phoenix. And of course, we'll be giving away some free stuff as well, I think,
We
Carly.
love some free stuff. We will kick off with some free stuff, actually. We gave away a great Baker's Delight pack last week to one of our amazing watchers, someone who could actually listen to us for 45 minutes, so praise to you guys. We will be doing that again each week now, thanks to Baker's Delight at Erin Affair. So all you got to do this week, comment on the feed of Mariners TV, let us know who your favourite player is this season, tell us why, and we'll be picking someone at random to win that pack. Same thing as last week, valued at around $55. There's bread, there's rolls, there's finger buns, there's scrolls.
Hot cross buns.
Oh, hot cross buns.
Of course.
All the carbs you could want. It's fantastic. But we will go straight to our first interview with club legend John Hutchinson. Welcome, Hutch. Oh, shuffle over.
Pete, how are you, mate?
Very well, mate. How you doing? Good to see you again.
Hey, Carly.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, very good.
Good.
Very good.
Good.
Well, welcome to Mariners TV.
Thank you. Second time.
First appearance on here, I think.
Well, live. The other one was in Seattle.
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
yes.
In my bed gear, ready to go to bed. Had bed hair and everything going.
How the best interviews are done, really.
right,
Yeah, you're telling me.
Well, I guess back to Seattle, what was some of the highlights there? Obviously, the last couple of months you were there, you know, right in the thick of things with COVID. What was that like?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's kids didn't go to school for the whole year. So last time they attended school was February. We just sent them to school on Friday at Terrigal Primary for their first day, so they enjoyed that. But we didn't do anything, we were just in a bubble. So it was just go training, come home, stay home with the family. We didn't go out as a family since March 5. Wow. So we were just stuck inside in an apartment. So looking, family life was really difficult. Football was fantastic. Like for me, I can live anywhere. I just go to work, wake up, go to work as a wife and the kids that have to deal with the everyday rubbish that's going on with COVID. So they struggled a bit. They had their ups and downs, as you can expect. But football was great. You know, we made the final. We lost, obviously, which my grand final record doesn't improve any. So it's 1 from 5, but we're getting there. So, but yeah, it was a good season in terms of football. Very difficult though in terms of COVID and the bubble was set in, getting tested every day, and you know it was difficult. Our assistant coach tested positive when we were there at that time, so that was difficult as well. But yeah, we just went into lockdown, and yeah, it's just Seattle was obviously where it started in America, so we kind of seen it all.
And so the new gig, Japan, you'll be heading over there shortly. What's on the cards there?
Yeah, I was meant to be there a month ago, but obviously COVID shut us down. So
means we get to enjoy you for a little bit longer.
Well, I get to enjoy Central Coast, you know. So I get to move the family into the family home that we built that we haven't lived in. So I get to do that, which is nice. I'll stay here for a little bit on the Central Coast. Kids will go to school, settle down. 2020 was a terrible year for them, so they'll settle down. But yeah, in terms of jobs, to work with Ange was incredible. Literally, when he called me and I spoke to him for about an hour, I jumped off the phone, walked into the lounge room where Kate was and just said, babe, I think we're moving to Japan. It was, yeah.
What was that discussion like? Was it a pretty quick yes? Or?
Yeah, no, it was okay. She's kind of used to it now. We spent 2 years in Seattle, then we moved to Melbourne, we moved back to Seattle, now moving to Japan. So, for me, my learning for me is best overseas at the moment, and but working under Ange is unbelievable. We've worked together for 3-4 weeks now, and it's it's different to anything I've experienced. Even over Zoom and phone calls, it's so intense, and there's so much pressure, and it's a massive club. Yokohama Marinos is an incredible football club. The support they have, the people that are supporting me in my role as well, in terms of staff underneath and the coaching staff and people around, has been great.
Beautiful. No.
We've obviously seen you around the coast. As you said, you've been enjoying a few games so far this season. What are some of the players for the Mariners that you're enjoying watching the most at the moment?
Yeah, look, I like little Nisbet. Yeah. He's a little guy, and on a personal note, he used to live opposite me with Benny Khan for a little bit, so got to know him a little bit before I took off to Seattle, but I think he's having a great year. I think he gets about, he knows how to use his body, pretty clever on the ball as well. I just want to look forward to see what he grows into as the season runs. It's only hopefully his first full season of A-League, and it's pretty impressive. And Alo Kalu, if I say his name right, we had him at West United on trial, and he impressed us there at West United, but we had no NYL team at the time, so it was unfair to sign him because he just wasn't ready for the A-League. He needed a season to develop, so I enjoy watching him as well. He's a great guy, and then obviously my two guys, Matty Simon and Ollie Bozanic. So, I love watching Matty go about his business. It's reminds me of when I used to train with him, and he used to kick us, and somehow it's our fault. Yeah. It's either we're too slow off the ball, or too soft, and he yell at us. So it's great seeing him still playing. For me, he's a legend. He's a proper Central Coast Mariners legend. When you talk proper footballers and proper Central Coast people, then Matty Simon's the number one guy. And then obviously Ollie Bozanic to come back. He's been fantastic for the club. You can see what he's done to the team in the early stages, and he's just a good guy, isn't he? And just a good guy to have around the change room.
Yeah. I even remember on New Year's Eve, you're obviously in the stands watching, and I think you headed onto the pitch to say hello, and there was yourself, Simo, and Macca. And I was thinking, oh my God, 3 Mariners legends who I never expected to sort of be in the one place at the same time again. It was crazy, but it was a really good feeling. Yeah,
it was like 2011, 2012 sort of thing all over again.
Really. The only issue I was the biggest out of both of them, so I tried to get the side-on profile going, but it didn't work that much. Oh, no, it was really great. So you are watching a lot of football, coming on to Central Coast Stadium. What's it like being in the stands to watch and not being out there yourself? Yeah, it's I actually like it. I used to love playing football, but I love coaching now, and I love watching football. Obviously here, it's a great place to be. I always said Central Coast Stadium is one of the best in the world, and I still maintain that. It's an incredible place to watch football. My son doesn't really like the Mariners, if I'm going to be brutally honest. He still holds a grudge from when I left the club as a coach, and he understood what was happening. My daughter is a Mariners diehard, so when Western Sydney scored, she started crying because we were going to lose, and for us it was great because it's probably the first loss of the season. It's the first loss that she's really been involved in, so she was a bit upset by it, but we gave her a kiss, told her it was going to be okay. She blamed a certain player, which I won't name because I feel bad. I was trying to stop her. She was yelling out. So, but yeah, she loves it. But just watching is great. I've got family and friends that come with me as well. So, and to see everyone here, like the people that worked at the club for loads of years have made my life so much easier as being a footballer. It's always nice to come and see them as well.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out. Enjoy the game tonight, and hopefully we get the 3 points.
Thank you, guys. 3 points would be nice.
Yeah. That'd be great. Thanks, Hutch.
Thank you. And what a legend.
So good to see him around again. And as he said, working under Ange is going to be absolutely huge.
It's going to be fantastic for him.
Yeah, massively.
So, hopefully he can get over there soon. Obviously, I know we have to be, I guess, telecommuting or whatever they call it these days. So working from home, just, in a different country. But, it'll be very challenging for him. But, can't wait to see what he can do.
Definitely.
And we'll quickly just do a quick recap of our 2-0 win against Sydney FC.
Yeah,
Wasn't
definitely.
that
How good. What a night that was. Of course, it was Alo Qual who bagged the second goal. The first goal was an own goal. Great run in from Dan Bauman to create the chance, and it was Ben Wallen who put through his own net in the end. But what a performance on the whole from everyone out there. It was hard to pick a man of the match because everyone was just 100%.
And I know, so our A-League player of the match that they voted was for Gianni Stenzis, who we'll be chatting to very, very soon.
And he also made Team of the Week as well.
He also did make Team of the Week along with
Ruan and Birras.
Yeah, so fantastic. So finally got in Team of the Week. Finally. I don't think Marvin had anything to do with that, but we'll just keep that quiet. But yeah, so and so obviously we spoke before. Alo was our goal scorer of the night. We'll quickly go to the post-match interview and see what he had to say.
Well, the deal is in the A-League this season, if this man scores a goal, we talk to him. Alo Qual came off the bench tonight for the Central Coast Mariners, scoring the second goal in a 2-0 win. So we talk to him. Alo, man, that's a massive, massive win for you guys. How does it feel right now, minutes after?
Pretty good, actually. Like, no better feeling, eh?
I bet not. I bet not. What was your job when you came on?
Just score goals. Pretty simple.
Was there anything more specific from your coach, who seems to have got this team full of confidence despite what has happened at the club in the last few years?
Yeah, it's been a real big preseason for us. Coach told us today, if we want to be the best, we've got to beat the best team in Australia. These guys haven't been the best for about 5 weeks, a year. They've been the best for like 5 years. So for us to beat them is a huge accomplishment, but we've got to keep this going for the rest of the season because we want to be top 4, and only hard work is going to get us there.
When you play against a team like this yourself, you're a young player finding your feet at this level. Is there any kind of, not fear, but, overly respect them too much, or do you always play with a fair bit of freedom?
I play with freedom. I don't really care who I'm versing. I'm going to give it 100% every time. Just get stuck in, really. Just hit him hard. That's probably my goal, really. Hit him hard.
There was one moment there that it got a bit willing. You and Luke Bratton came together, but I thought maybe there was going to be something on the ground there, but you got up, you kind of gave him a pat on the back. It was all okay?
Nah, I saw it coming. I had to milk it a little bit, but got a job done in it.
Hey, playing with Matt Simon as well. It's his 35th birthday tonight. He looks to enjoy the physical aspect of the game. What's it like for a young guy like you to have him as an example in your team?
To be fair, before Matt Simon, that's how I really played. He's the person I look up to in the training ground, and somebody that I really feel connected with. So, like, whatever he does, I feel like I can do it as well because that's the kind of player I am. I like to be aggressive. So Matt Simon is a good inspiration for all of us.
Well, mate, well done on the 3 points. Well done on another goal. Go, get on the celebrations. They're happening right now. Congrats, mate.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm not doing any top-ups today. I'm not running for free.
See you, mate.
Thank you very much.
He's an absolute character.
Oh, what a character. Oh, of course.
What was your role? Score goals.
Yeah, pretty
simple
simple,
as that, really.
Yeah. He's one of 7 siblings as well.
Oh,
and I think one of his younger brothers has just signed for our academy side.
Yeah,
so
yes.
We'll see more quals.
More personality coming into our
personality
club,
plus.
which is fantastic.
So good.
We spoke last week about our the kit that never happened, which is this one here with the lovely orange-ish design. Actually looks pretty nice in that lighting, but yeah, can't really see it, but it's got the orange chevrons on there. Didn't make it as our kit for this season. We only have this one, and we are going to be giving it away to a MarinersTV viewer. The way to get it, pretty simple. You just have to contact us, whether it be via Twitter, Facebook, slide into the DMs on Instagram, the club's one, and show us a photo of you in a Mariners kit or some kind of Mariners merchandise in a really unique spot.
Yeah, exotic, unique.
It could be somewhere on the Central Coast. You could, have a photo with Plotty or, somewhere else iconic on the Central Coast.
Yep.
Send it through to us. So our Mariners Instagram, everything is just at CC Mariners. So you can send it through there. Otherwise, you can email it through info@ccmariners.com.au. Send it through over the next couple of weeks, and we'll be announcing that in a couple of weeks' time. So your chance to get your hands on this here. We do have a few examples. So probably the only photo of Pete in a Mariners jersey we have. Very iconic. It's at the Gosford Bowling Club, which, you know what, is an iconic Central Coast venue.
It is. So that would qualify,
It's
wouldn't
also
it, of course?
incredibly rare to see you in not a black T-shirt. So,
I'd actually just won another Mariners jersey in that photo as well, which is why I was celebrating, yeah.
You do have a massive collection of
I've got a few, yeah.
And I actually had the privilege of going to Nepal quite a few years ago. Had a Mariners at the time Yellow Army scarf that took along with me. It came in handy in the incredibly cold weather.
Not bad.
So that's go along. So would love to see what everyone else has. So make sure to get those through, and you could win this exclusive jersey.
One of a kind.
And we do have someone else coming up now, don't we, Pete?
We do, of course. It's Gianni Stensness, was described as a beast, an absolute beast by Brenton Speed during the match against Sydney FC last week. And it's hard to disagree with that as well. Gianni's been at the top of his game so far this season, and he'll be joining us very shortly.
Yes, he's just about to head over now, and I'm about to feel very short between two incredibly tall people. So I really should get like a milk crate for next. So much easier when I just stand next to Nizzy. How are you?
Very good. Yeah, feeling great. Muscles feeling great. Just looking forward to the game.
Beautiful. Well, first question we ask everyone: out of the two most iconic players, who's better, Messi or Matt Simon?
Yeah, no, it's a close call there, but I have to say Messi.
Ooh.
I think he's the only one who hasn't given it to the GOAT of Vince Rugari
Simo
so
might
far.
be going at you at training next week, but all right.
No, each to their own. Fair enough. Play on. Mate, how do you generally sort of prepare for game day? Do you have any sort of quirks or superstitions or any sort of habits or anything?
No, generally I just like to have a big long sleep the night before. I haven't really made a routine, but recently I've been going down to a cafe every morning, and last week I saw you there actually. But yeah, nothing super routine as yet, no real superstitions, but just like to just stay calm and just have a slow day, and then just being focused on the game really.
I've been meaning to ask actually, what book were you reading that day?
It's called How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan. Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's a sciencey book. But
yeah, cool. All right.
Very cool. You won goal of the season for the club last year. You scored an absolute bomb in the Under-20 World Cup. Is it true that you only score bangers?
Well, history would prove that true, I guess. I guess maybe if I score a tap in this year, that'll be proved wrong. But yeah, hopefully I can score some more bangers this year.
Beautiful.
Maybe it'll be a banger of a tap-in, you never know.
Yeah, that's right.
Mate, yourself and Ollie, of course, have formed a really formidable sort of partnership in the middle of the park so far this year. How are you enjoying playing alongside him, and what does he bring to the side?
Look, I'm just really enjoying playing next to him. He's a great guy, so I think every kind of partnership starts with that. Do you like the person? And I certainly love Ollie, know his family now. He's just invites me around for dinner every now and then. So, and obviously he comes in with a lot of experience and not just experience but passion for the club. And I think that's something that other experienced players along the years, obviously Matt Simon brings that in, but he's a big signing that's brought that in. So, yeah.
Beautiful. And you actually came through the academy to the first team, and we've seen a number of players breaking through to the first team. Are there any guys you're playing alongside now who you actually did play with in the academy?
Yeah, definitely. Nizzy was one.
Yep.
I guess Lewis Miller. I even played with Lewis Miller at Northbridge a little bit,
Yeah.
which is a feeder club for Central Coast Mariners. Who else can I say? So I can't really remember that many people, but it was a while ago now. It was maybe 3 years ago, but yeah.
Well, speaking of the academy, who are some of the young kids that are breaking through that scene now that you have been, I guess, really impressed with?
Yeah. Well, obviously, Alo's come in this year, scored 2 goals. Real talent, really athletic kid. A real character, isn't he? But also Smiley scored a goal. But one person we haven't seen that much of is Maxi Ballard, who's come off the bench, and especially being a midfielder, you can kind of see what other midfielders are like, and I think he's got a lot to offer this team as well.
Definitely, yeah. No, I've watched a lot of Maxi come through the academy, and he was absolutely a standout in the centre of the park. So looking forward to him maybe breaking through and getting some more minutes. Yeah,
That's right.
Beautiful. We'll let you go. We know you've got to go to your team meeting, but can we expect another banger tonight?
I won't prophesise anything, but I'm just going to go out there and do my best.
No worries. If you do, it'll be for us.
Beautiful. It will be.
Thank you. Good luck tonight. And I mean, it's a question we all always ask. Does your sauce belong in the fridge or the pantry? We asked that of our players a couple of weeks ago and got a mixed response. So we'll find out what they've said now.
Oh, this is very controversial. Fridge.
Pantry.
Pantry.
I'm a fridge man.
Fridge. Sauces in the pantry.
In the fridge.
I'm the pantry, but I've recently had to change. The wife's the boss, so whatever the wife says goes. So unfortunately, I'm having cold barbecue sauce these days.
Once opened the fridge.
Fridge after you open it?
Once it's open in the fridge. If that makes sense, yeah. In the pantry.
Pantry. Fridge.
I say fridge, but I'm pretty sure like where I live with my homestay, they put it in the pantry. So I'm not too sure, but I'm 99%. I'm going fridge.
Fridge. Oh, pantry.
Ooh, I'd say in the fridge for me. Pantry.
Fridge. All day.
Whatever's closest. Doesn't really matter.
Where do you keep it, Pete?
It's pantry.
Yeah,
It's got to be
pantry as
pantry.
well.
Yeah, exactly right.
I had
All
some of
is
the girls
fridge.
over a few weeks ago and I got absolutely just like...
Roasted.
Yeah, roasted. They were like, what is this? Like, all three of them. Why isn't it in the fridge? Because it's cold and you don't put cold sauce on hot food.
Yeah.
Just weirds me out. Also, do apologise for the little weird brain moment I had just leading into that. But that's what you get when we're not professional.
Oh, it's live TV, and I think we're doing a pretty stellar job.
I think we're doing all right. We've made it this far. We actually have a very exciting segment that will be starting at our next episode, but we thought we would just talk to you guys about it because we need some ideas from our viewers. Those who don't know Dan Challoner, he is currently our corporate partnerships executive.
Is there anyone that doesn't know Dan?
I think everyone knows Dan.
I think everyone
but for
knows
those who, maybe under a rock or something, we just... so Dan started out as our media intern, made his way up into membership as a membership manager, then has moved into commercial, and he's just the nicest guy.
Oh, he is.
Like,
yeah.
Someone could go into labour on match day and Dan would be like, I've done 4 of these before. I've got it. Step aside, doctors. I'll deliver this baby. And he'll do it in the nicest possible way.
Yep.
And just he's wonderful. He's just so lovely. And Dan has told us, he's travelled all over the world. And he always has these stories of like random countries that he's lived in when he was younger and he knows all these random languages and he
can spin a yarn. That's for sure.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's also, he can sail, he can do parasailing. He could have represented the UK in rugby. Trying to think of some of the other...
Well, he's apparently a flat pack expert
Yes,
as well, but he
we've
was
also
nowhere to
heard
be
that.
found when we put this desk
Yes,
together.
yeah, we had to build this and Dan just disappeared.
Yeah,
So maybe
funny that.
that's something down the track. But so Dan can do a lot of things, but we want to know what can't Dan do. So we've created this little lovely piece of artwork to kick us off. It's fantastic, as you can see there. I think he was doing some kind of like raw challenge or something in the background. That big gun is actually a laser gun. I don't want to alarm anyone. It's a laser gun. We can only assume that trophy is for
Sailing, I'm sure.
Sailing
Yeah.
or maybe rugby.
Yeah,
Or
who knows?
he did mention something about high ropes and things like that. So maybe it's from something there.
Okay.
An obvious FIFA champion. And we can only tell from that photo we got from his Facebook page that Dan is in that sailboat.
Of
So
course.
there's no context to it, but I'm assuming he was in that boat and he was sailing it.
It was on his Facebook, so it must be
So
him. Yeah.
we want to find out what can't Dan do. So we'll be putting a link in the comments here and we need people to give us their challenges. Dan is 100% ready for it. He did say to me he would go as far as getting a tattoo. I don't think his wife would really enjoy that. So if we can nothing that's too permanent. Obviously, nothing that's going to endanger Dan's life. We love Dan. We want to keep him around. But make sure that you do submit some challenges. We'll be filming them over the next couple of weeks and rolling them out. The weirder, the better. Let's give him a challenge.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
so excited.
Yeah. We need to find out exactly what it is that Dan can't do.
I know he's rolling around with 3 different outfits in a bag in his back seat, just ready for when the moment comes and we tell him he's got to do something. He's very prepared.
Maybe he was in the Boy Scouts as well. He's probably got all his badges and stuff.
You know what? And we always go to that photo from the character from the movie Up.
Oh, yes.
The little Boy Scout kid.
Yeah.
It's like Dan.
That is Dan.
It's 100%.
That is 100%, yeah.
Well, we've only a few games in, and already there's been so many highs this season. It's been fantastic. So we're just going to go and have a quick look at some of the highlights of the season so far.
Here come the two sides, and Ollie Bozanic, he is back for the Central Coast Mariners. Here's Nisbet. Negro found him and wants it back. All the way through. And the Mariners are in front in Campbelltown. Tight angle across goal, but Tratos arrives. Birighitti, absolutely brilliant. And that is why he won the Mariners medal last year, for saves like that. Into the area goes Bowman again. Central Coast are in front against Sydney FC. Now it's bouncing in front of Paul. It's their first. And Alan Paul scores his first A-League goal. Thurgate. And Birighitti has got a brilliant touch on that. Bowman for Smiley! All smiles for the Central Coast Mariners. Top of the league. Telling them what to expect. It's Frangic! Oh, Birighitti reacted well to the deflection. Tonic gives it to Nisbet, and here they come again. Smiley. Smiley goes down. 2-0. That's his second goal of the campaign. And can you believe the scoreline? It's 2-0. The Central Coast Mariners against Sydney FC.
How good is that?
So good.
Oh, there's been, as you say, it's only 4 games in, but already so many positive memories so far from the season. So coming up pretty shortly, we'll be catching up with Vince Rugari, of course, Sydney Morning Herald football writer. He's caught up with a few of our players over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's chatted to Ruan and Allo the last couple of weeks, and I hear he does have something else happening in the next couple of weeks, which we'll chat to him about. But it's been really good to sort of get a bit of the story behind some of the players that you see on the pitch, and so we'll chat with Vince about that very, very soon. But we'll just head to a few words from our partners before we have a chat.
Looking for a deal? Bundle your internet and mobile with Mate, and you'll save $120 a year. That's a spanking new extra small pair of budgie smugglers.
What a package.
Mining and construction, delivering the right people to the right places.
my name is Andrew and I've been working for Lasercraft for 7 years. When I first started here about 7 years ago, I was basically just on a trial before I started here, and they gave me this job straight away. So I started off doing 3 days a week, and they offered me to give me more days, and I work 4 days a week now, which is good. I love the Mariners. I've been supporting for about 16 years now, ever since they first started in 2004.
So my name is Shah. I'm an employment representative here at Lasercraft. I'm also a Mariners volunteer. I came here in 2018, and then the people are really nice, the staff are great, everyone's really good, so it's good to get along with other people. And so I work, on Monday I do the pamphlets sometimes, or civilian pegs, or wide line. Then I'm at the game, so I set up the sauce bottles, the cannon, get all the chairs ready, make sure they're spread out. The coach does a good job with them. So hopefully this year's the year they can show that to the fans and to everybody this year in the community, and they can go all the way and win the title. The Mariners, for me, they're a team that's on the rise. They work very, very hard on themselves, and I work hard because the Mariners work hard.
Lasercraft is an Australian disability enterprise. We have been designing and manufacturing the highest quality timber, acrylic and fusion awards since 1987.
Welcome back, and yes, big thank you to our wonderful sponsors who are so fantastic in supporting our club. Also, again, JC Events and Entertainment, who help us put together Mariners TV. We love you guys. So, yeah, couldn't do it without all their help.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
And kickoff isn't too far away. You can probably see Wellington have just arrived, so they're heading out to check out the pitch, and sauce bottles are on their way up. So don't forget, tickets are on sale now. You have to buy your tickets online. Kids go free.
Kids go free, up to
Perfect.
4 kids.
You know what? It's not actually raining, so it's nice weather.
Yeah, it's not too
Bring
bad.
the kids, sit somewhere under cover just in case, and enjoy a very good afternoon out.
At football.
But we are going to be chatting right now to Vince Rugari. Have we got you, Vince?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
We just wanted to talk to you first up. You had a fantastic piece a few weeks ago with Ruan Tonic and his friendship with Remo. It's very feels kind of. It was so.
It's a feel-good piece.
It was
isn't
such
it? Yeah.
a heartwarming piece that I think we all kind of needed at this time.
Definitely.
What was it like to get to know a little bit more about Ruan and his life off the pitch?
I needed it too, as well. But no, it was great. I don't think I've ever actually spoken to Ruan prior to that piece, so I didn't really know too much about him other than what I'd seen on the field. Man, such a nice guy, one of the nicest guys I've met in football, and it makes a lot of sense that someone that nice would do what he's done, obviously, and strike up a lovely friendship with his neighbour, who is also a legend. Obviously, came up to Gosford a few weeks ago to get all that stuff together for the story, and hung out with those two at Remo's apartment for a little while, and yeah, it was just absolutely beautiful to see. And yeah, it's really, really nice thing that Ruan's done in helping out, an elderly fella who's, might be short on companionship sometimes, not anymore, and but he gets plenty out of it too, because Remo's a decent cook by all reports, got some banter, got some knowledge about football and the world. So it's a win-win for everyone, really.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Ruan is he's a gentle giant. I just remember we did a promotional appearance a few weeks ago, and he just goes into it with, 100%, just wants to help out and chat to everyone.
And he's such a genuine guy as well. We had a chat with him on the Coast Football Ramble podcast the other week, and he is just so down to earth, so humble, and an awesome guy to speak to. And speaking of awesome people to speak to, Vince, we saw a piece that you also have done with Alo Kual. For someone who's got such a big personality on and off the pitch, what was that like to chat with him?
Easy. So easy. Fun. You just sit down, turn on the recorder and just start talking. And he's another legend, great guy, funny guy. I feel like back in school, I was sort of the class clown type character, and there's a bit of that about Alu, which I sort of related to, but look, a rare personality. You don't get too many people like that talking like that in Australian sport anymore. You know, we're so used to cliches and all that stuff, and then exactly right. But what we've got here is not just someone who breaks that mold, but I mean the dude's 19, and that's so rare that someone 19 knows who they are and is happy to be who they are in front of the country, the world. And it was one of the easiest interviews I've ever done, and I just wish I had another 1,500 words to write, because you can only imagine how good some of the stuff was that didn't make the story, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And you do have another great read coming out soon with cult hero Nizzy. So how important do you think it is to get these stories out and find out more about, the person behind the footballer?
Oh, it's super important, and it's a credit to the Mariners for making these stories accessible and possible for journos like me. And the funny thing is, these are also, I'm finding, the stories that actually cross over beyond a pure A-League audience. Mm-hmm. Like us rusted on A-League people, we love this stuff. But sometimes it's hard to catch the attention of people who don't pay so much attention to the A-League like we do. And it's the ones about, feel-good, heartwarming stories like Ruan, or, rare personalities like Alu, or people like Nizzy who have dealt with major obstacles for their entire life and overcome them. You know what I mean? Like that's truly inspirational. So these stories are great. The Mariners at the moment seems like an absolute goldmine of these kind of stories, because for whatever reason the Mariners have lots of players on their books that maybe other clubs weren't keen on keeping, or players that have come through in a non-traditional way to some of the other players who might develop at the bigger clubs. And usually it's the people who have done things differently have the best stories to tell. I'm just trying to think, some kid who was the best in his academy class all the way through and played young Socceroos, and then comes into Sydney FC and does really well. It's less interesting than someone who's had to deal with the things that these guys have done or are doing. You know what I mean? So it's quite often people who have dealt with those things, or who do things slightly differently, that make for the best stories.
Absolutely, yeah, 100% agree. Loving seeing what's coming out and looking forward to more of it. There's been plenty of young Aussies that are sort of getting their chance to get game time this season in the league, and it might sort of, turn out that this sort of COVID period might be the one that has been, in a sense, beneficial to the Socceroos setup. What are your thoughts around that?
Yeah, I think Stadge said it a few weeks ago. Said that COVID would be the biggest blessing we've ever had as a game, and it's looking that way. And it's interesting because there's a few factors at play, I think, not just the financial aspect in terms of the reduced salary cap, which means that clubs are relying more on young talent. It just seems that there's a collective awakening from some of the coaches as well to actually give these kids a chance. It's one thing to have them signed in your squad. It's another thing to actually give them minutes and give them important roles in the team and the opportunity to fill those roles. And if I think back to the last 4 or 5 years of the A-League, coaches have been very conservative and haven't always been doing that. And it seems like that's changed. That's great. I think it should have changed a long time ago, but I'm glad it finally has. And I can only imagine what this is going to do for the country. I mean, you talk about the Olympics, if they happen, if they don't. Arnie said this the other day, 6 months ago, if he was being asked to put together an Olympic squad, it would have been a really difficult proposition, because there's hardly any under 23 players getting regular game time in the A-League. But if you do it now, and it's going to be an absolute mission to try and fit all the players who have impressed you so far into an 18-man squad, it's great for everyone. I love it. The other thing as well is that I think we're now several years into the A-League Academy investment system. So you're talking about clubs like the Wanderers and Sydney FC, Mariners, others. They've all been spending money on their academy for some time, and it takes time for that investment to be realised. So we're now seeing, I think of the Mariners, like guys like Tas Mortakudis, Mark Natter, Tate Russell, Aquilani. These kids have been in the Wanderers Academy for several years now. They've been taught the Wanderers way, and they're coming through basically the way that these clubs are teaching them, and the money that they're spending on these kids is yeah, it's starting to look like it's worth it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, we're very proud of our young players here at the Mariners as well.
Definitely.
But I will have to wrap up, but I do want to quickly bring out something that happened probably about 24, 48 hours ago. I don't know, it feels like it's never...
It's been a long weekend
So,
already.
yeah. Soccer Twitter never fails to disappoint. One of the big talking points, Tubagate. So for those who don't know, in the middle of a W League broadcast the other day, it randomly flashed to a video or a stream of some guy just clicking away at his computer, and there was a big tuba in the background. Vince, what are your thoughts on the situation and the importance of the broadcast for the W League?
Yeah.
I saw you had a lot of things to say about Tubagate.
Like a lot of things in Australian football, sometimes if you don't laugh, you'll cry because it's funny, but it's not that funny because it's kind of disrespectful to the W League, the players, the teams, the fans involved. Look, I'm going to be certainly in the next couple of days when I get back to work searching for answers as to how something like this could happen, especially a couple of days after Fox apologised for other issues with their W League broadcasting. It seems that they're outsourcing a lot of their production to a separate company, and as a result, the standards that they've been holding for most of the last 15 years of A-League and W League coverage have fallen, and that's really disappointing. We need to do better, basically. I don't really care who's to blame, whether it's Fox, whether it's that company, whether it's one particular person. The outcome is a bad look for our game and the women's game, which we need to be presenting in the best possible light for the next couple of years, because we've got the biggest women's sporting tournament in the world coming here.
Yep.
So hopefully this is a hard lesson that everyone can learn.
Yeah, definitely. 100% agree with you there. But thank you so much for taking the time out to have a chat with us today. Can't wait to read your piece with Josh Nisbet. I'm sure it's going to be just as fantastic as the other ones.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Vince. Cheers.
And we are just over an hour away from kickoff. And we do have a lineup. It's exciting.
We have a lineup? Just one lineup?
Just one. No, would you like to start with Wellington?
I don't think I've got the Wellington lineup through just yet.
I thought I sent it to you, but maybe not.
No, it doesn't look like it.
No, I sent it to the
the beauty of live TV and technology,
right.
hey? How good?
It's fantastic. Well, how about we start with the Mariners?
Let's have a look at the Mariners lineup first, Carly.
So, obviously starting off in goals, Mike Birighitti, Stefan Negro, Gianni Stensnes, Captain Oliver Bozanic, Danny De Silva. He was absolutely fantastic again. Jack Clisby, Dan Bowman goes into the starting side. Kai Rolls, Matt Simon, Ruan Tonyik, and your boy, Alo Kuol.
Alo Kuol, back into the 11, yes.
And on the bench, we've got Adam Pearce, Hall, Maxi Ballard, who we spoke about before. He will be making an appearance on the bench. Urania, Casella, Yonota, and Jordan Smiley. So
very good.
Not too many changes from the last couple
No,
of weeks.
it looks like Nizzy, and I think Stadge mentioned this the other day, that he picked up a bit of a knock on his ankle during the Sydney FC
the Sydney game. So I guess with so many games back-to-back, tight turnarounds, better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, exactly right. You don't want to risk him. We've got 3 games in the space of the next 7 days, so there's no point risking him when we do have others that can step up and play in that spot. Players like Dan Bauman, players like Yonota as well, who's coming to the squad for the first time. So exciting to see if maybe he gets some minutes this afternoon.
Yeah, it would be fantastic.
So of course, starting for the Wellington Phoenix this evening, in goal is Stefan Marinovic. They have Luke DeVere, James McGarry, Timothy Payne, Cam Devlin, David Bull, Ulysses Devere, Alex Rufer, Tomo Hamed, Josh Laws and Clayton Lewis. Sitting on the bench for the Phoenix this afternoon will be Ollie Sale, T. Wongi, Josh Sotirio, Matt Redenton, Mirza Muratovic, Louis Fenton and Benjamin Wayne. So a fairly strong starting 11, or a fairly strong squad on the whole for the Phoenix. And look, we'll definitely have a challenge on our hands this afternoon, Carly, but I have full confidence that we'll be able to get the job done.
No, it's going to be fantastic. Can't wait for the boys, and hopefully we get those 3 points.
Oh, yes.
So once again, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget, submit your challenges for Dan. The link will be in the comments very, very soon. The weirder, the better. We love it. Also, if you want to enter in the competition to win a Baker's Delight voucher, make sure you post in the comments who's your favourite player and why, and we'll pick someone at random and we'll get in contact.
And don't forget to enter the competition for the one-of-a-kind jersey as well, of course. Get your...
so many things to give away. It's
oh,
I feel
I love
like
free
Santa.
stuff. Yeah.
Love it.
Score prediction?
Well, it actually popped up on my feed from this time 5 years ago. We beat Wellington 3-1, and it was when Luis Garcia was here and it was his first goal for the club. So I'm going to hopefully go with 5 years on, maybe it'll be a 3-1 again.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm
terrible at these. I've never got one right. So.
You're saying 3-1. I'm going to say 2-0 Mariners. Let's get another clean sheet.
I love a 2-0.
Yep.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again on Wednesday when we're back here at Central Coast Stadium.
Thanks, guys.